Books with Brandywine, and I am so excited because today we're going to get to do the September book haul. So this month I actually got to go to 2 different book sales. Got a ton of books. I can't remember the last time I had this many books, and I'm so excited. So for the first book haul, I went to a local bookstore that was having a 50% off sale. And they have all used books, so their books were already really cheap, and then in addition to that, that was 50% off. So I got a bunch of Shakespeare books. So the first book that I got is a companion to Shakespeare Studies. And I'm really excited. I'm going to read that along with all the Shakespeare books that I'm going to be reading next April. I also got Tales from Shakespeare, which was a couple that from what it sounded like on the back, they summarized a bunch of the Shakespeare books. And then, or a bunch of Shakespeare plays, and then they ended up becoming like their own entity that became super, super popular. So I'm excited to read that. I also got The Twelfth Night, which I forgot to take a picture of my Shakespeare books ahead of time, so I didn't realize I already had Twelfth Night in another format. So now I have to decide if I want to keep them both or if I want to get rid of one. I got The Two Gentlemen of Verona, and I love these. These are super old copies from Folger's library. They're from like the 60s or 70s. I got The Tragedy of Coriolanus. That's a very complicated name. And I had never actually heard of that one until I saw it at the bookstore. And then I got Titus Andronicus. Another one that I actually had not heard of until I found it at the bookstore. So those are all the Shakespeare books that I got. I also got to go to Barnes & Noble and use a bunch of my gift cards. They were having a membership sale for 20% off, and so I got a bunch more. I got Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, which I've really, really been wanting to read. I picked it up briefly, read like the first chapter of it while I was at a doctor's office about 15 years ago, but I never got around to actually getting the book. So now I get to read that and find out if the book is really better than the movie. I've heard that the book is really good and it actually ruins the movie for people, so I'm hoping I will still love both because I absolutely love the whole Jurassic Park franchise. And then I got this one, which is Toothiana, Queen of the Tooth Fairy Armies, which also came with this one, which is The Sandman and the War of Dreams. These are both part of the Guardians of Childhood series, which I love. It's really, really cool. The first book was about Santa Claus. The second book was about the Easter Bunny. And these are not to be confused with the movie. The movie was awesome, but they actually changed stuff. Like, the Easter Bunny looks completely different. In the movie, he's Australian, and in the books, he's Chinese, I think. And he lives on Easter Island. But I love the series. I love the originality of it. And so I'm really excited to get to read these too. And then I also got Crazy Rich Asians by Kwan. And I saw this one when I was at Smith's, I think it was, which is a grocery store like Ralph's. There's another name for the company that owns them, but I can't remember what the name is. But they just made it into a movie, and I actually found the book like a week before I found out about the movie. And I read the back, and it sounds really, really interesting, so I'm going to read the book, and then I'm going to go see the movie, and I hope I love both, because it sounds really funny. I also got Solo, which this is the extended edition. I said in another video, I don't usually buy books that are novelizations of movies, but this one said it had extended scenes, so I'm really excited to get that. And I have a movie now, so I'm really excited. This is the second book to Dragon Rider. This is The Griffin's Feather. And the author is Cornelia. I've been pronouncing her last name Funke for my entire life. But I recently saw a video and he pronounced it Funke, and another video and they pronounced it Funk. I can't pronounce it how she said it. She said it with a really cool accent. So I'm not sure how her last name is pronounced. But either way, this book is really awesome, and I've been waiting like 18 years for this book, and I'm super, super excited to finally get to read it. And then the very last book that I got was Neil deGrasse Tyson's Accessory to War, which talks about the tie between science and war. So I'm really excited to get to read this one. It'll probably be a while because there's a lot of books. And I just read a Neil deGrasse Tyson book. But I'm really, really excited for this one. So yeah, so those are all of the books that I got to get in September. I'm looking forward to see what books I'm going to be getting in October, and I'm looking forward even more to getting to read all of these awesome books. Half of them won't get read until April when I do my Shakespeare month, but the rest of them I can get to immediately, and I'm so excited. So thank you so much for coming on this book haul with me, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.